While on a plane, the man realizes something terrifying. The pilot in front of him is actually a killer in disguise because he accidentally spotted the real pilot's license tucked away in a corner. As a coerced witness set to testify in court, cold sweat immediately breaks out. This guy is clearly here to silence him.
Oh, shit.
He tries to alert the U.S. Marshal who forced him onto the plane.
Hey! Hey! Hey!
But she's wearing headphones and can't hear his cries for help. In the tense silence, his legs start trembling uncontrollably. Suddenly, thinking fast, he bites a button off his sleeve. Finally, the female marshal turns around.
What was that?
But just as he's about to speak, he notices in the rearview mirror that the killer is staring straight at him. Terrified, he pretends he dropped something and asks the marshal to help him pick it up, hoping she'll discover the truth. But she doesn't catch his signal, assuming he's stalling to avoid testifying, and ignores him.
What's wrong with him?
Says he feels sick.
Oh, shit.
The thoughtful killer even hands him a barf bag, and he doesn't notice anything off. But when the killer turns around, the marshal spots blood on his shoulder. Thinking back to earlier, she remembers the wound on his neck when he boarded, and something starts to feel wrong. At 30,000 feet with nowhere to run, can they escape? And how can they stop the killer? A few minutes earlier, U.S. Marshal Madeline is escorting witness Winston onto a small plane bound for New York to testify against a crime boss. To stop the testimony, the criminals send a killer disguised as the pilot, leading to everything that follows. Sensing something off, Madeline begins to test him carefully.
Flying community up here must be a pretty small group. He must know the pilot who flew me up here last week. Janikowski.
Janikowski? Oh, sure. Great guy.
The killer talks smoothly, unaware he's already walked into her trap.
Yeah, seemed like it. Except she's a woman.
He tries to explain, but one look at Madeline tells him he's been exposed. After a brief stare down, Madeline makes the first move.
Shit!
But within seconds, a knife is pressed against her throat. At that life or death moment, Madeline lunges forward with everything she's got.
What the?
Still, she's no match physically, and she's quickly knocked out, her hands zip-tied. Seeing this, the already timid Winston completely breaks down.
Shit, oh fuck, oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit.
The killer moves to the back and starts threatening Winston, but he doesn't realize Madeline isn't fully unconscious. She quietly pulls out a taser, just as the killer prepares to strangle her with a zip tie. Moments later, as Madeline turns to check on Winston after catching her breath, the stunned killer suddenly collapses onto her. His body presses against the controls, and the plane immediately dives toward the ground. As the plane hurtles downward, at the last second, the prolonged shock finally knocks him out. Choking, Madeline struggles free, and in those final seconds, she manages to pull the plane up. Gasping for air, she switches on autopilot using basic controls. Only then does her breathing begin to steady. She grabs scissors from the first aid kit and, with Winston's help, cuts the zip ties. Maybe it's the relief of surviving, but she also unlocks Winston's restraints. Together, they cuff the killer in the back, but a bigger problem emerges. They don't know how to fly the plane, and autopilot won't last forever. Realizing the urgency, they try calling for help over the radio, but in the snow-covered mountains, all they get for over 10 minutes is static. Just as they're about to give up and make one last attempt, a voice suddenly comes through.
Say again?
They respond frantically, like it's their last lifeline.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I read you. Say again?
Help. I need help.
But before they can exchange more than a few words, the signal cuts out.
Okay, that'll maintain your heading and keep you level. Just keep your hands off the yokes for now.
The silence fills the cabin with despair again. Then something Winston says suddenly clicks for Madeline.
Wait, what did you say?
He's gonna call in the situation, right? The pilot guy? He's gonna call it in.
She freezes. Realizing in her panic, she forgot she had a satellite phone. They quickly contact her superior, who connects them with a pilot. With expert guidance, they correct their course. For now, things seem to be improving. But while reporting in, Winston notices something strange again, and tension returns. As the plane breaks through the clouds, a massive mountain looms right ahead. Madeline pulls back hard on the controls, but no matter how hard she tries, the plane keeps heading straight toward it. Winston finally realizes the issue. The autopilot is still on. Once they shut it off, the plane starts climbing, but they're already dangerously close to the mountain. forward, Madeline says nothing, just quietly puts on her sunglasses. Her tight expression and the way she swallows nervously betray her fear, though she forces herself to stay composed. She refuses to show weakness in front of Winston. Maybe that's the duty of a marshal. Even if her eyes are red behind the lenses, she won't let it show. But neither of them notices that the knife on the floor has slid near the killer's feet. Even though he can't cut himself free, he comes up with a new plan. Something worse is coming. He deliberately provokes Madeline by bringing up her past scandal. While she beats him up in anger, she doesn't notice he's taken her sunglasses. That was his goal. After snapping off the frame, he uses it to mess with the restraints. Meanwhile, Madeline is distracted by a stranded ship along the coastline. In the vast shoreline, it's a clear landmark, meaning rescuers can locate them. Both are instantly excited. She contacts the pilot again. When told rescue teams have locked onto their position, Madeline is stunned, then can't hide her joy.
Fixed on your location.
Yeah?
Yes.
They see us.
But soon, both fall quiet again. Thinking back to the near crash and the fight with the killer, they had almost given up hope. Now they finally see a chance to live, but they don't notice the killer's terrifying gaze behind them. As they excitedly adjust course under the pilot's guidance,
We're gonna get out of it! No.
Madeline suddenly starts turning red. She's being strangled due to lack of oxygen. In an instant, everything falls apart again. She tries to grab her gun, but weakened, it's easily taken from her. Just as she's about to be killed, Winston, the timid one, does something unexpected. He endures the pain and pulls out the knife stuck in his body. Freed, Madeline barely has time to react before the killer starts firing inside the cabin, ignoring the risk of ricochet. Luckily, the seats shield her. She seizes the moment and smashes him with a fire extinguisher, knocking him out again. They survive, again. After quickly treating Winston, Madeline prepares to land, but learns fuel is critically low. They must glide in slowly, but Winston needs immediate medical attention. Thinking back to how this timid man saved her, she asks herself, if she can't even protect her witness now, what's the point of being a marshal? She takes a deep breath, pushes the throttle down. She's taking the risk to save him. She even removes his handcuffs. She fully trusts him now. They're no longer just marshal and witness. They're partners fighting for survival. Then comes good news. The pilot says they're almost there, and an escort plane is on the way. Seeing this, the restrained killer panics. He knows this is his last chance. He keeps provoking Madeline, but she's focused on landing. Thinking he's fully restrained, she ignores him. That mistake nearly costs her everything. As the plane descends, after a brief hesitation, the killer clenches his teeth. Sweating from pain, his twisted expression grows more unhinged. Unaware, Madeline lines up the runway. Suddenly, he grabs the controls. The plane veers off course. At the critical moment, Madeline pulls out her gun.
You're drifting off course. You need to even out.
At the last second, she regains control, but then realizes the engine has shut down. Luckily, the pilot assures her it won't affect landing and even reduces explosion risk. She steadies herself slightly. It's her first time landing a plane, and she's still breathing hard. But no more surprises come. The plane lands safely, and that's where the story ends.